Hey ho, dear ones, Allison Scammell here. Listen, does your business get all of your best energy? I mean, if you reflected on your average day and average week, and you thought about that time of day where you were at your best and you were allotting energy for the day. So I have so much energy for this, and I have so much energy for that, and I have so much energy for this other thing. How much of that allotment goes to your business? Years ago, I gave my business everything, like literally everything. And by the end of the day, I was completely on empty and I couldn't be present for my loved ones. I had no hobbies. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't taking care of myself. And even when my business started to grow and get prosperous, I couldn't really be happy because I was too exhausted to be happy that all that hard work was actually paying off. That's when I realized that I live a full life of being a mom, being a wife, being a friend, being a coach and a healer, and being someone who loves to travel and have hobbies and learn foreign languages. And I was just this whole being. And I needed to reserve enough energy and allot energy for all the parts of who I am and not give it all to my business. So I went on a journey to redistribute my day and reprioritize my time, and it led to some really amazing results, to include business growth. So why don't we go ahead and get into it all today so you can start redistributing your own energy in your life and business. So in today's episode, I reveal why it's so important to map your energy cycles, how to map your cycles, and a simple trick to set yourself up for a balanced business day so your tank doesn't drop to empty by the end of the day. We'll end on an invitation that will have you maintaining a full energy well throughout your business day and into the night so you can be present for loved ones and live a full life outside of your business. So please stay with me until the end. Hello, Soul Guide Circle. That is the name of this global community of soul-guided leaders and entrepreneurs. In the Soul Guide Circle, we are using our spiritual gifts to grow prosperous, heart-led businesses that are on the leading edge of consciousness. Find a link to join our closed Facebook group at allisonscammell.com or in the show notes. Today, we're talking about what to do when your business is getting the best of you, getting your best energy, that time of the day when you're most alert and you're most on fire. And then you give so much to your business, there's very little left over for the other things that actually really matter in your life. So to help you find that energetic harmony, which I am so committed, listen, I am on a quest to always live an energetically harmonious life. It doesn't mean I'm always successful in that. I'm certainly not. However, I am so hyper mindful of those times where I feel burnt out. I feel like my creativity well is on empty. I feel like I'm not present for my loved ones. I feel like I'm not carving out time for getting together with girlfriends or hobbies that are important to me. I notice it right away, which is really the first step, being mindful to it. And then I immediately go into a plan to how to patch my energy up so that I'm returning to that harmony. And it really starts with mapping your energetic cycles, which is so important. And it's an easy thing to just neglect to do as we wake up in the morning and race off to tackle our to-do list and get our kids ready for school. It's really important to neglect to notice, like, when are we, creating at our best? Like, what are the cycles that we flow through in the average day, week, quarter, year, season, lunar cycle? And you can really start to map like, what are the cycles that feel most aligned to you? Which are the cycles that you feel called to follow? Because there are different cycles that we can live by. And getting to know the cycles that work for you and your energy, which cycles you follow, and then how your energy ebbs and flows within those cycles is critical to figuring out how you uniquely maintain energetic harmony, because we all do it differently. So let's get into how to map your energy cycles. A quick place to start is looking into whether or not you have an open sacral in your human design chart. So if you have a defined sacral, you are a generator or a manifesting generator, and you have more consistent access to energy. So you will tend to, and this is only a tendency, everybody has all parts of the chart. So you could have evolved outside of this. You could have different energy. You could have different defined motors that has you showing up in a different way. But just as a starting point, this will tend to mean that you have a tendency to have consistent access to energy. So your cycles, you will still be flowing in cycles, but they won't be as drastic. They will be sort of, the ebbs and flows will stay towards the middle. It won't be huge ebbs, huge flows, right? So you will have a more maintained, consistent energy. So when you think about planning for your business year, for example, you may want to think about how to set your business up so that each month you have a relatively consistent income coming in. You might want to have some sort of flagship offer or signature offer that you are always offering and always filling with clients or customers, so that you have something reliable that, hey, this is my baseline income coming in each and every month. So you have that consistency. That sort of monthly consistency is likely going to feel really good for your energy. Likewise, when you're thinking about maintaining an energetic harmony, you're going to approach your day. Likewise, when you're thinking about maintaining energetic harmony, you want to think about, like, how can I make my days pretty consistent so that every day I'm kind of noticing when I work at my best, when I need rest, and I'm creating a pretty consistent routine for how I show up, when I take small breaks, when I take big breaks, when I go on vacation. So you're going to more or less be looking for consistency. If you have an open sacral and you are a manifestor, projector, or reflector, you are going to notice that you're going to want to work in bursts followed by cycles of rest. So your ebb and flow, if you will, are going to be more extreme. So you're going to have bigger bursts of work cycles followed by longer periods of rest cycles if you are in energetic alignment to your energy. And this is, again, a tendency. So you really want to reflect on your average cycles, okay? And you get to decide what a cycle is to you and which cycle you follow. I am pretty mainstream when it comes to this. I follow a day cycle, a week cycle, a month cycle, a quarter cycle, and a year cycle. Those are just, I have a lot of left arrows. So that is just an easy, organized way for me to do it. And you want to reflect back on, as you think of the cycles you want to follow, what is your average day looking like when you are in energetic harmony? What does the average day look like in energetic harmony? What does the average month look like, week look like? Think about what energetic harmony looks like and feels like to you. And then a very, very big part of this is experimentation. So as you do your inventory, you want to start with, those days, those weeks, those months where you really felt like this is harmony, or when I do that, or when I take that break, or when I create at this time of the day, that leads to my energetic harmony. And then you can look back and do an inventory to identify your energy leaks. When you think of your average day, week, month, when are you most prone to get out of energetic harmony? And what are the things or the circumstances that show up routinely that contribute to an energy leak? I like to always give the example of Wednesdays for me. On Wednesdays, Freya has a half a day and then she's home with me. And it's really funny how that gets to be my biggest energy drain day, because I don't know, I think I just tend to pack too much in, and Freya's a big energy, and keeping her engaged without just relying on screens takes energy from me. So in order for me to help not feeling completely drained on Wednesdays, and so that can be a real day where I connect with her, because that's a day where I get to spend more time with her. And I want that to be a day where I, make up for the time I miss while I'm working, and I really have authentic connection with her. So I'm very mindful about not packing too much into Wednesdays. Keep it light, keep it easy, keep her schedule easy. Don't schedule too many things for her so there's not too much running around, not too many things like getting to the grocery store, doing those things. Just keep the day really light and easy, and then think about in advance things that I could do with her in the afternoon during the free time where we could authentically connect with one another, but it's not an energetic drag on me. So I'm still really experimenting around with what that is. And like I said, this is all experimentation to know, but I have identified going on bike rides is something we both love to do, cooking something, so maybe we'll bake something, and as well as sitting down and we like to write letters to our family back in the United States, like actual handwritten letters, and she does drawings, etc. So we'll sit down and maybe do an art project or a letter writing project. And these are things that we can do together that fill my energy tank and enable us to really connect so that I don't feel totally drained and exhausted by the end of the day. Likewise, when I mapped my cycles, because I'm a projector and I have those bursts of work followed by cycles of rest, I noticed that I like to do a burst of work from around 9 to 12 o'clock in the morning, ideally. And then I take a cycle of rest from around 12 to 3 p.m. And then I do another burst of meeting with clients and having my classes in the late afternoon from around 3 to 5:30. And when I really give myself permission to rest in the middle of the day, and I don't work through that or fill it with busy work, which can happen, then I find myself really energetically harmonized by the end of the day. When I'm exhausted at the end of the day and I don't have energy reserves in a way that's really sufficient enough to be present for my husband and my daughter and do the personal things in my life that need to get done, it's usually because I didn't allow myself ample rest during my rest cycle. And that is a trap I think we all fall into. Either we don't carve out a rest cycle, and even if we do carve out a rest cycle, we're not resting during that time. So that is a really, really important little nugget. And this gets us very nicely to the simple trick to set yourself up for a balanced business day. And I've already sort of revealed it, but that's being super mindful of your rest cycles. Yes, at night, but also during the day. right? So we should have our nighttime rest cycle where we're sleeping a nice interrupted sleep, ideally, yes. So making sure you're not going to bed too late if you're someone who has to get up early. So you give yourself a full, complete rest cycle at night. Yes, so important. And it's also being really mindful about when and how you rest during the day. So if you are a generator or manifesting generator, you might want to think about a consistent work, rest. Whilst if you are a manifestor, projector, or reflector, you might want to think about a bigger burst of work followed by a longer period of rest. So no matter what your human design type, you are feeling like you're exerting energy. You're just doing it in a little bit of a different way. And the key here to being successful is carving out that time on your average day, in your average week for the rest, and then really giving yourself permission to rest. That's going to be the important thing. Otherwise, you're going to be in your rest cycle, either working through it or guilty that you're resting with the mindset, I should be working, resting is not productive, resting doesn't pay the bills. So we really want to think about the mindset we need in order to give ourselves true permission to rest. And so do another inventory, a third inventory here of the thoughts that pop up in your mind when you think about your rest cycle. Is it, I deserve to rest, rest fills my tank, rest helps me create at my highest, rest helps me earn more money? Or is it, rest is for the lazy, rest does not lead to success, I don't deserve to rest, those types of limiting thoughts. If you're noticing the limiting thoughts, you want to feel the feels that are triggered when the thought feels true. Breathe, release. So release those thoughts. And then really sink into the body, go to the heart space, and try to identify thoughts that you're willing to believe are sort of true. So you're not forcing yourself to believe they're true, but you're starting to be open to the possibility that they could be true, that rest is important. I am willing to start to consider that I could give myself permission to rest. Be where you are, honor where you are, and find the thoughts that you're open to believing. I'm open to the idea that rest is good for my health. I'm open to the idea that I deserve rest. I'm open to the idea that rest could actually help me earn more money eventually. And really start to get a relationship going with your thoughts about rest, especially where they are limiting, so you can feel those feels, breathe, release, and then start to create a relationship with those uplifting thoughts that support your ability to truly have rest, especially in the middle of your air quotes work day. Because it's those rest cycles that are going to enable you to be holistic and have energy for other things such as kids, family, hobbies, health, etc. And it starts with having the right mindset that I deserve this and this is an important part of my day, and truly giving yourself permission to be in that rest. That's where it starts. Then the other thing is to experiment around with what truly enables you to feel rested, right? And we may think it's going to yoga, but maybe actually yoga is actually, we're pushing ourselves, we're forcing ourselves to say, I should go to yoga, but maybe you don't really want to be going to yoga and you want to be just walking in nature. So just notice when you're relying on willpower and forcing yourself to, air quotes, rest in certain ways, or where there is alignment. It feels aligned and right and spacious to go to yoga, therefore I'm giving myself permission to go. So following your alignment to what feels like true rest will lead you to those things you can do, air quotes, do, that lead to rest. But it's really activities, if you will, that allow you to be And it's that being without any pressure of doing that fills your energy well. So while yes, walking in nature is an act you are doing, you are walking outside in nature, but giving yourself permission to be in your essence, in your expansion, smelling the fresh air, connecting to trees, hearing the birds sing. It's that being and that connecting and the sinking into the body that's going to be the thing that fills your well. And if you have ways to fill your well throughout your day and throughout your various cycles, throughout your month, throughout your year, and certainly we sometimes need larger rest cycles like vacations and times that we take off from work, you will start to find that your energy is just harmonious throughout the day, throughout the year. And as you map your cycles, and certainly we also have yearly cycles, so we'll have times of the year where we will feel prone to rest and will feel prone to create. The more and more that you surrender to those cycles, first noticing them, then making sure your mindset is supporting you so that you can surrender to those cycles, you're going to find that your energy, for the most part, and you're always going to have your tired days, and that's okay, but we're talking about for the most part, you are going to maintain some seriously harmonious energy so you can show up at your best for your business, but also for your family and your health and your other personal pursuits. All right, my invitation for you this week is to do an inventory on your energy leaks in your average day, week, month. What are the parts of your routine that tend to drag you down? And can you do anything to shift out of that? Also, think about your average day. When are your rest cycles and what do you want to do to rest within those cycles? And lastly, is there any mindset work that's ready to happen to really support you so that you can give yourself true permission to rest? All right, my dear ones, that's a wrap for this week. If you loved this episode, and I hope you did, head over to the show notes, head over to where you listen to podcasts. You will find a link to leave a review. I would love to hear what you received. And of course, I will read your words on the air. And as always, until next time, may your soul guide the way.